When we picture glaciers, we usually think of peaceful, barely moving rivers of ice. But don't let that fool you. Glaciers are dangerous. They can crush, drown, suffocate, and explode. In this episode, we're breaking down how glaciers can kill you and what makes them one of the most underestimated forces in nature. If you like science that sounds like a survival guide, hit that subscribe button. I post weekly geology videos that dive deep into the earth and sometimes freeze you in your tracks. Glaciers might move slowly, but they're made of solid ice and can weigh millions of tons. 1 cubic meter of ice weighs almost a metric ton, and glaciers can be hundreds of meters thick. That's the weight of a skyscraper pressing down on everything below it. If you fall into a crevasse or the ice shifts beneath you, there's no crawling out. Glaciers have swallowed people, vehicles, and even entire towns. The pressure is so high, ice at the base can melt from pressure alone, creating hidden water that can burst through without warning. Crevasses are deep cracks in the surface of a glacier, sometimes tens of meters deep. They're often covered by snow, making them invisible until you fall in. Then there's ice falls, where glacier flows over steep terrain and shatters into blocks the size of houses. These can collapse suddenly, without warning. Mountaineers crossing glaciers have to rope up for a reason. One misstep, and you're gone. Now, glaciers don't just crush, they also flood. Underneath glaciers, meltwater builds up in lakes. Where the ice dam holding that water back collapses, it causes a glacial outburst flood. These floods can release millions of cubic meters of water in hours, destroying everything in their path: bridges, valleys, entire communities. One in Peru killed thousands when an avalanche crashed into a glacial lake, sending a wall of water down the valley. And with climate change melting glaciers faster, these floods are only getting more frequent. Glaciers can also trigger avalanches, especially when snowpack builds up on steep ice. A small disturbance, or even just warming temperatures, can send tons of snow roaring downhill. And don't forget about the ice quakes. Yeah, ice quakes. Those are essentially earthquakes caused by shifting ice. When glaciers move suddenly or chunks of ice break off, they release seismic energy. Antarctica and Greenland have both recorded magnitude 5 icequakes. If you're nearby, that means cracking ice and fast-moving danger. So, calving happens when large chunks of glacier break off into the water, creating icebergs and sometimes mini tsunamis. Tourists sometimes get too close to calving fronts, not realizing just how much water is displaced. These waves can swamp boats, crash against cliffs, and toss debris like missiles. So, glaciers are stunning, yes, also powerful, and very essential to Earth's climate. But don't mistake slow for safe. They move like giants, but when they strike, it's fast and deadly. Like and subscribe for more Earth science that looks calm on the surface, but reveals real danger underneath. And let me know in the comments, would you ever hike across a glacier?